Hello, back again. Today we talk about choosing the right bridge. I made already a few videos about it, and it is a little bit interesting topic, and especially I talk about it because it happens pretty often that people show up and they just purchase a nice bridge and then they want me to put it on. And now I tell you a few points which have to be respected. I am Edgar Russ, violin maker from Cremona, Italy, and I make great instruments with perfect bridges. I say that because I have several lines of instruments. All lines of instruments have to have certain requirements. We have more or less 5 points which we have to go through. The first one is choose the model. On a violin, you could just say violin bridge is violin bridge. More or less it's true, but there are always some fancy models, a little bit more innovative, like Despio. They actually penetrated the market with some very fancy shapes, and why not? If you like it, we can put on the Despio. But let's say from a cello, it's getting already interesting because we have Belgium and French. What do you like from the sound? So you have to a little bit figure out what you like, a beautiful sound, and you chose a French model. Would you like a little bit more focused sound on a cello? Then you probably choose a Belgian bridge. Now, once you have that chosen, you know already a specific direction. Next thing actually is the material, because it depends on the grade of instruments you have. Usually a lower graded instrument, we talk about less than 5,000 euro. In that case, those instruments are pretty sharp and focused in sound. And in an instrument like this, you would probably, out of all the bridges, I try to use a bridge which is a little bit softer. Let's say from the Aubert, for instance, you wouldn't put on a treated Aubert bridge. This is the ones which I use on the Scala Perfetta. It's just an Aubert, nothing, no lux, no deluxe. It's not treated. It's easygoing bridge. Has the same design than the Aubert Deluxe. Apparently look the same, but actually it's a little bit softer. And that's for a violin which is focused. A softer bridge definitely is better. If it's a middle grade, then I would go to a lux. And if it's a master instrument, we have here the Deluxe. These are treated, are very strong, and they take out everything out of an instrument. But if you would put a Deluxe bridge on a Scala Perfetta, it's amplifying actually this sharp, focused sound, which probably is not the great solution. I have here a lot of bridges here. We need these quantities of the instruments because we have to measure certain things before we decide these things. And here we are already at the third point, the measurements. The measurement is not that all the bridges are the same. They look for you all the same. But if you have an instrument and you have to decide what kind of bridge, you have to measure the instrument, figure out where there is the bass bar, and then you can decide what kind of bridge is the ideal bridge for your instrument. The bass bar usually should be 4 millimeters inside the outer corner of a cello bridge. On a violin, it's about 1 to 1.2 millimeters. On a viola, 1.5, around, a little bit more, a little bit less. It depends if it's a big viola or a small viola. And then at the very end, and certainly then to fit a bridge is nothing for a musician at home to do it. You have to know where to put the bridge. You have to adapt the feet. You have to plane the feet in the right thickness. You have to make a certain arching on one side in one way and on the other side in a different way. And all together makes a perfect bridge, okay? And you need to have everything perfect. If it's not perfect, it's very difficult to play every single string in a quick and efficient way. So the measurements, and here we are at the fourth point, the right curve is crucial. Nowadays that we have information available for everybody in a mouse click, we cannot anymore excuse a maker or a shop who puts you on a bridge with a wrong curve. Nowadays, it's so standard. It's not like when I started violin making 40 years ago. We didn't have all what we have nowadays just with a printer and a computer. Every bridge has to have the perfect bridge curve, which I would say as standard nowadays. Hans Weishar and Margaret Shipman, they created a very reliable book about these. They put it in the backside, all these templates, and these templates are the same templates, exactly the same as you can buy at Dick and in violin making supply shops in America or wherever, Cremona tools, and they all have the same shape because there is only one shape of the curve. Said that, I just want to focus a little bit more on this toolkit, which when you see me on a trip, then I have this plastic box and there are all my tools inside. And in this toolkit, I have certainly a soundpost setter, a small mirror, a soundpost catcher, a light. Then we have these tiny gauges here. With these tools, you can do a lot of things, but today we focus on these 3 gauges here, and these ones are for cello, for viola, and for violin. For violin, I show you here, we just revised it with a new light here, even thinner and better. And then here we have also these small gauges. I take one out for violin, and with this one, you actually take a violin. Here we take now the violin of Marco. This is a Testore, a very nice one. You can go with this one here, look like this. You go inside, and then you can see that the bass bar is a little bit inside compared to the edge of the bridge foot. And if you do the same thing then on the soundpost side, and you can see, oh, it's exactly on the opposite same line, also this one. In case, let's say, you would see that this side here is far more than 1 millimeter, let's say 3 millimeters or 5 millimeters away or whatever, or it is much more outside, then it's a clear sign that you probably have a wrong bridge on it. So you have to figure that out, otherwise no sense. And often it happens that people arrive with their instrument and with a bridge. They believe they can now save some money. It doesn't work like that. And with this thing, knowing that something is correct or it's wrong, you immediately know that you can sound improve your instrument. And that's why I think these tools are pretty good. It gives you the possibility to understand if everything is correct. Because sometimes the soundpost even starts to move. Oh, big disaster. So go on my web shop, look for sound adjustment kit, and you make yourself and me happy. Hope to see you soon again. Subscribe, and if you don't have the sound adjustment kit by now, purchase it. Ciao, ciao.